Welcome back to Score on Business, and Angie Grissom is still here. So, Angie, you all are doing these programs for companies. Why are they paying for them? Why is there a demand?
That's a really great question. I think that there's a demand for women-specific training because managers and owners are finding that women are graduating from college at the same rate as men, or even in higher percentages.
And it's expected to increase, more women graduating than men.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But something's happening where, especially in professional service firms, when women get to the manager, senior manager level, they start dropping off. And so by the time partners are, firms are electing partners or promoting partners, the women are gone. And I think the percentage is 25% or less are women. And so the need comes from firm owners looking and saying, where did our women go? We need the talent at the top. They add a wonderful dynamic, help us to empower and retain and attract women in our firms, and let's figure out how to overcome whatever barriers they have and make it attractive for them to work here so we can have the best talent in the industry.
One thing that isn't talked about as much, but I firmly believe sometimes women may feel like to move up, they have to become like a female version of a man, and I so totally disagree. And the differences between the genders are good, and heterogeneous groups make better decisions. And for that very reason, I want to see more women in leadership, and I want to see them being themselves. Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, one challenge that some women will face is they are moving up the chain is they've got so many demands. There's children, there's homework, there's all of that. How do you help them?
That's a really great question too. There are demands, family demands, and it's really not only for women. It's people, and we are finding, especially in the Gen X and the millennial generation, that parents are sharing responsibilities with their children, and it's 50-50 in a lot of cases. And the way that we would approach that is we go through something called an empower model of delegation. So we look at what are the things that are absolutely the most important that you and only you can do. Attending a program at school, something that you really can't and don't want to delegate, but what are some things that maybe you could delegate, like dropping a child off at soccer practice, or something else, or something in your professional life that you can delegate. So we help them to determine what are the things that I need to do that are urgent and important. What are the things that somebody else can do that I can delegate effectively, so that I am spending the time doing the things that are the most important. And when you're able to take a really hard look at that, you're able to balance it a little bit better, and that is one of the challenges. So we certainly work through those. Yeah,
so we've still got a little bit of time left. What are some other you've covered the most important concepts and things you teach. Can you go one level below?
Sure. So I'll talk a little bit about our drive model, our new drive model. So our drive model for intentionality is all around declaring your intention for your career. Are you a manager and you want to be a senior manager? Are you a senior manager and you want to be a partner or an owner? The R is about creating a roadmap. So how in the world am I going to get there, right? So how am I going to get there? What are the steps? Who is going to support me? The I is about innovation in overcoming those barriers, like the time barrier, finding ways to overcome it that works for you. V is about validating and verifying, is this where I want to be? Am I on the right track? And E is about elevating your skills and elevating other people. So we go through that process. We have them create plans for themselves and work through that plan so that they can achieve their goals, and use advocates to do so. So that's another example of a model we might teach.
I love it. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Okay, yeah, so we're about out of time for today, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see you next week.